When it comes to raising capital, what most fund managers get wrong is they believe that they can systematize or automate the investor experience. And while I think leveraging technology and other AI tools are incredibly important, at the end of the day, it's all about building authentic and genuine relationships with others. Very difficult to raise capital from your own network unless you've been involved in educating them, creating awareness, building value, providing value to those individuals. You have to find a way to be able to genuinely have authentic touch points with them. And those touch points might be a simple text message, checking in with them to see how their week's going. Is there any ways that you can provide additional value to them? It might be providing them with educational content on topics that they may not be familiar with at the time. That investor engagement journey is something that, while automation can be helpful, you can't sacrifice those genuine, authentic touch points with others. I've got an investor that I know goes out to Montana every year to go fly fishing. I know he brings his 2 sons with him. So every May, I'm gonna message that particular investor and say, hey, just out of curiosity, how did your trip out to Montana go? Did you have success, this year fishing with your boys? I'll get 20 different photos back of this investor catching trout with his kids. Now I've built into that relationship. I've leveraged previous conversations that I've had with that investor. And now I'm at that point with that investor where when I do have that next deal or investment opportunity, they have a much higher likelihood of actually digesting the information related to that next new deal launch that I want them to evaluate. We can't treat all investors as if they're the same. We need to meet our investors where they're at. And some people, that might mean email nurture sequence. In other cases, it might mean checking in at least once a month through a direct one-on-one text outreach to that individual. We're not here to chase after capital. We're here to create an environment in which we're a magnet for that capital. Here at Rise48, we have over 4,000 investors that have invested at least one or more times. We implement a number of different ways to maintain those relationships. For example, hosting market tours in the major markets in which we operate, hosting a partner summit on an annual basis, quarterly webinars to educate our investors on the state of the market, and of course, transparent reporting and providing our investors with access to the very same information that we, as an operator, have access to. The best way for a new fund manager or capital raising partner to get started is just that, get started. Find out who's currently in your ecosystem. From a personal perspective, from a professional perspective, do you go to church with folks? They're a part of your network. Do you teach youth sports and maybe the parents of kids that are playing with your kids? Those are connection points. It's really important for those new fund managers to really identify who's already inside of their sphere of influence. It's really all about how many people can I get into the funnel? How can I properly nurture and educate those that are in the funnel in hopes that when I have that next deal or investment opportunity, that I've got enough capital available to deploy into the deal. Building relationships with investors can be challenging if the fund manager is not patient. The truth is that investors' journey can either take 2 days, 20 days, or 2 years for them to develop that relationship with you where they now feel comfortable to invest through you into a Rise48 investment opportunity, for example. You're trying to create an environment where people are attracted to invest with you versus you chasing after folks. If fund managers are looking to take their game to that next level, it has to all be about driving value and building authentic and genuine relationships with others, and that is what leads capital over the finish line.